it's coming, but Tari is swallowed up. Meanwhile, Smith lost the handle. Palella for three. It's good! Gusto now will rise up from the 5-meter line and score!
That's a terrific ball, and it's a... See if he does. Shot is up. And
No!
Baker hits! But it's on the wall.
No!
Top! Kenny Moore! Whoa!
He won, and now it's McCauley who can finish it out. And he gets the ace.
Wilson, here comes the rush. Wilson on the reception, another touchdown for Tariq Wilson.
Pass centered up. Great read by Unke. Outside Cruz. Tools it.
Looking for Laurent down the near side, who's got it inside the 5.
And that's victory number 48 without a loss. And
OTC, your champion in 2019.
To it. The end of a tough year, San Diego State, once again, the Hawks soaring over all they survey.
We have a new champ. It's Fullerton College and the Hornets here in 2019.
And a very pleasant good evening and welcome to San Bernardino for the Best of the West tournament brought to you by Future Events Group. Hello again, everybody. Jeff Swintup, Dennis Ackerman with you from San Manuel Stadium. And we welcome you to the night game here, last of our triple header here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. We are underway. The Long Beach Legends taking on the Inland Valley Pirates in the nightcap. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter, Tristan Hanoian. On the mound, it's Carson Lambert from USC, swung on and lined into right, but there for the catch is Jared Thomas out in right field. So Hanoian gets good contact, but it's an out to right to get things started for out number 1. That'll bring up Matthew Piotrowski. Piotrowski, the shortstop. Digs in from the right side. Lambert ready, kicks and delivers. First pitch swinging, popped into right. Playable again for Thomas. So a busy inning for Jared Thomas out in right. 2 up, 2 down for Lambert here in the top of the first.
I don't know. I can't give that to you. Sorry, I don't have it.
Quickly try to set the defense for you as it starts right now as you get
I have it. So whenever
Carson Lambert up on the rubber, working to Gabe Ariano, and the first pitch in there for a strike.
Pitcher?
Jackson Lyon in left field, E.J. Andrews in center, Jared Thomas in right. As Lambert has one he likes, here's the 0-1. Good fastball, but just misses. A ball and a strike on Ariano. Aron Modlin gets the call at third base. Tyrese Turner back at short for the Pirates. Matt Autino moves over to second base. And the first baseman, Hayden Winters, for Inland Valley. Breaking ball in there for a strike. A ball and 2 strikes to count on Gabe Ariano. Cold strike 3. Ariano down on strikes. A 1-2-3 top of the first for Carson Lambert and the Inland Valley Pirates. We're through half an inning just underway in the nightcap. You're watching the 2020 Best of the West tournament brought to you by Future Events Group here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Best of the West tournament is brought to you by Future Events Group. Future Events Group would like to thank an extraordinary group of individuals who worked tirelessly to pull together this event so quickly during this very trying time. Future Events Group takes great pleasure in bringing about this opportunity for these talented ball players to get back on the field to play ball. Charles Acker gets the call on the mound to start for the Legends, and he will work to E.J. Andrews, Tyrese Turner, and Hayden Winters here in the bottom of the first in a scoreless game. Now the Trojans well represented on the mound to start here. Carson Lambert working for Inland Valley in the first inning, and now it's Charles Acker, a redshirt freshman, who gets the call and pumps a strike in there to Andrews.
Yeah, Acker, though, working out of the stretch, even with no runners aboard to begin this game. How impressive was Lambert in the top half of this frame?
Well, merely in keeping with what we've seen up and down Inland Valley and this pitching staff so far over the first weekend as we move to week 2 of this 5-week tournament. But, yeah, Lambert, another one in a series. It's 0-2 now on Andrews. And the fastball just inside, a ball and 2 strikes. Andrews had a busy weekend at the top of the lineup for Inland Valley, manning center field over the first 2 games, and he's back in the leadoff spot here tonight. Here's the 1-2 from Acker. Sails high and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Andrews.
Lights in full effect here at San Manuel Stadium in downtown San Bernardino.
Andrews finishing up his sophomore season at Fresno State. Swings and pops this one foul and out of play. And taking a look at Andrews and some of the sort of personal information that they provide about the players as we reached. I know that our good buddy Mike Cepeda producing this broadcast would be interested. E.J. Andrews loves to bowl. And I'll tell you, we got a pretty good bowler right here in the booth. And it's not me.
And it's not myself as well.
If you could call bowling a 300 in a sanctioned league match, that's pretty good. In on the hands and an easy pop fly for Hanoian at second to retire Andrews.
Jeff, they got to put the bumpers up for you when you're throwing your bowling. Or
hey, listen, I'm happy that I finally made it to bowling with one hand. I no longer go up there and with the 2 hand.
Baby steps, baby steps.
It's almost like you've seen me bowl. I don't know how that's possible, but that'll bring up Tyrese Turner, and he has been electric at the top of this order through the first 2 games. As the first pitch back to the backstop and a ball and no strikes on Turner, but Turner impressive. I have him with 3 hits in the first 2 games and a slew of stolen bases to go along with it. A ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch from Acker on the ground to short, scooped up by Piotrowski. The long throw in time to get Turner for out number 2.
Yeah, both pitchers just going right after the hitters here in this first inning.
Yeah, 5 up, 5 down for the Trojan pitchers here in the first inning. It was Lambert with a 1-2-3 inning, and now the first 2 retired by Acker, and Hayden Winters will be the batter. Sanders in left, Ariano in center, Funky in right for the Legends. Try to give you the infield defense momentarily. First pitch, Winters takes that high for a ball. Stanford at third, Piotrowski at short, Hanoian at second, Ajamian at first, Lopez behind the plate, and Acker on the mound, the left-hander ready. The 1-0 to Winters. High again, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, this is the first team that's come in here, Long Beach, that looks like they've got the right uniforms for the weather.
Oh, beautiful. I love the powder blue, right?
Yeah,
the powder blue?
Yeah, powder blue, a little reflective. That looks like a pretty lighter material on the shirt. I think they planned well for the San Bernardino weather.
Absolutely.
Here's the 2-0.
It's a warm one here this afternoon. Didn't hit triple digits, though, so that was something to be thankful for. But
yeah, it felt nice and cool.
It did.
About 95, 96 or so.
Nice evening.
3-0 on Hayden Winters. We're just underway. Bottom of the first. From San Bernardino, the Best of the West tournament. On the inside corner.
Winters thought he had ball 4. He started to make his way down towards first.
Well, I'll tell you, the way they get right on top of the plate, I think it's a good call there. I think it's definitely on the inside corner, but Also, Winters legitimately had to turn to get away from it. Here's the 3-1. Good cut, and he fouls it back to the screen. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the first moment here, I think, for Charles Acker. How does he elect to work here? In a 3-2 to Hayden Winters, who just had a pretty good cut on that fastball.
Let's see if he goes fastball again, maybe upstairs on this one.
Here's the payoff pitch. Cold, strike 3. Acker locates the leather and gets the punch out to end the first. 1, 2, 3 through 1 complete. No score. It's the Legends and the Pirates, the 2020 Best of the West Tournament, brought to you by Future Events Group and SoCalCollegeSports.com. Here's the 2-2 to Turner. Hot shot and into right field for a base hit. This is going to be extra bases for Turner. Rounding first and digging for second. He'll make it easily. He's thinking about third, and he's going to go for it, and he will make it easily. Are they going to wave him home? They will. Here comes Turner. He is going to come around and score easily.
I don't have the pitcher. I don't have the, sorry.
It'll be a Jamian Lopez and Pilaris in the second inning, and Carson Lambert back out on the mound for a second inning for Inland Valley. First pitch to a Jamian, and the fastball paints the outside corner for strike 1. And there you get a look at Lambert. Kicks and delivers the 0-1, and a swing and a miss. A Jamian quickly in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. This is the first action of the weekend for the Legends here in Game 3 on opening night. The 0-2 to a Jamian. Bouncing ball up the middle, it's a base hit. So the leadoff man aboard, first hit of the evening, and it belongs to Jason Ajamian. So a Jamian aboard, and Nick Lopez will be the batter.
Jamian, you want a Jamian?
Jamian with a short lead, Lopez ready. And here's the pitch, fastball high.
Let me find him real quick. For Lopez. Nice hit.
Lambert finishing up his sophomore season at USC. Obviously the shortened season.
Okay, next time I am ready for you.
Coronavirus canceling a lot of baseball. Swung on and lifted to right. Easy play for Thomas, who's under it for out number 1. So just 6 2/3
I'm ready with the batter.
This season for Carson Lambert before the season was cut short. Working primarily out of the bullpen both last year and this year. You can understand why these young men so very excited to take part in this tournament and get back out there and play some baseball. First pitch swinging off of Lambert and up over Turner. Everybody's going to be safe on the play. A Jamian running hard will make it all the way to third.
Well, Jeff, that's one of those plays where the pitcher tries to help his own cause and instead takes a bad hop. Now it's first and third.
That's a little bit of a bad break, I think, for Inland Valley. Turner moving to his left might have had a play. Obviously, if you're Lambert, there's
no way you can know that, and it's just an instinctive reaction trying to come up with that ball. But it ends up working out well for the Legends, who now have runners at the corners with one down, and Nolan Funky will be the batter. Funky currently playing his ball at Orange Coast College. And the fastball high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Lambert cruised through the first inning. Now trouble here in the second.
Yeah, and this has to be as close to adversity as Inland Valley has faced in the tournament so far, with a couple of relatively routine wins on weekend number 1. Here's the 1-0. Line drive, base hit. Legends gonna take the lead. This will be extra bases. Funky into second with a stand-up double.
Yeah, that's a nice bit of hitting. He went inside-out swing, just went with the pitch. Opposite field, RBI double.
And still going at this point because it's runners at second and third. Still only 1 out. And now it'll be Grant Berman, one of the extra hitters, who will bat for the Legends.
We've got a lot of those extra hitters in the lineup for both sides tonight.
Yeah, it's a long score sheet up here in the booth. Lambert tries the off-speed pitch and misses. A ball and no strikes on Grant Berman. Meanwhile, the Pirates will play the defense back. They'll concede the run on a ground ball. You see the graphic there. Berman on his way to NYU. Good cut, and he fouls it straight back. A ball and a strike, and I think right now, if you're a Legends fan, you like what you see. Not just the 1-0 lead, but they're getting some good looks, some good hacks at Lambert here in this second inning.
They are. Lambert retired the side in order, but now they're up there. They're seeing the pitches really well.
1 ball and 1 strike on Berman. And that one foul down the first base line. A ball and 2 strikes.
Once again, though, you saw another inside-out swing, trying to go to the opposite field.
Yeah, you wonder at this point, it's been such a busy night already for Jared Thomas in right field. It starts to feel like this is scouting, maybe a little bit of by design. Hitting the ball consistently the opposite way. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. And Berman down on strikes for out number 2. That's a big strikeout for Carson Lambert.
Second strikeout for Lambert.
That was a beautiful job pulling the string, and that'll bring up Mark Stanford. And Lambert now 1 out away from getting out of it relatively unscathed. He has allowed a run. First pitch swinging and fouling it back. No balls and 1 strike on Stanford. Well, once the sun goes down, it's another beautiful night here in San Bernardino. Get a slight drop in the temperature.
Very pleasant conditions. About an hour east downtown Los Angeles.
And in there for a strike, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Stanford. Stanford currently playing at Cal State San Marcos. Here's the 0-2. Down on strikes, and Lambert out of the jam. But not before the Legends grab the lead. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. The Legends have the 1-0 lead over the Pirates. The Best of the West tournament brought to you by Future Events Group at SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Okay, that's Jackson.
Right-hander Connor Martin takes over on the mound for the Legends to start the second inning. And he'll work to Jackson Lyon, Cameron Guangarena, and Matt Autino for the Pirates, who are looking up on the scoreboard for the first time in the tournament that I can recall.
I'm ready.
An unofficial stat for the moment, as Lyon digs in from the right side. And Martin ready. He will also work from the stretch. First pitch, outside a ball.
Interesting. Both pitchers working from the stretch. Acker, a very impressive first inning. 1-2-3, retires a side in order.
And that fastball tails away. 2 balls and no strikes on Lyon. Martin, currently attending UC Riverside. Fly ball right field, moving back. It's funky, but has room, and then lost it. Off the glove, and Lyon digging hard is going to make it all the way to third. Well, looked like funky was there in right, but we've seen a lot of trouble on balls hit high in the air both day and night in this ballpark as the players get used to the surroundings and just in front of the track. And
I think he lost where he was out there, and I was wondering if maybe he thought he was going to run into the wall, perhaps.
Yeah, I think that's a good call, and you got to try and feel for the track. And of course, that's got to be harder when it's a new park and one that you're not used to playing in on a regular basis. And so some trouble out in right field, and Lyon ends up at third, and the Pirates have a chance to get all even again right away here in the second. First pitch fouled away by Guangarena.
Jeff, you and I called games last week, and we noticed a lot of players, infielders and outfielders, had a lot of issues with either pop-ups or fly balls.
Yep.
Called the first 2 games today. I didn't see it as much. Once again there with Funky and Wright, I think he just didn't know where he was.
Well, and it's worth noting that, unless I'm mistaken, this is the first game for the Legends on the weekend.
It is correct.
Some of the teams out here for maybe the third or fourth game and starting to get used to it, but then you have a team that comes in fresh, and this is their first experience getting used to the lighting, getting used to the situation here at San Manuel Stadium, in a little trouble out in right field, and a chance for the Pirates. It's no balls and 2 strikes now on Guangarena. The infield back, the outfield playing Guangarena just slightly to pull. And that pitch well inside, a ball and 2 strikes on Cameron Guangarena.
Oh, look, they gave Lyon a hit on that? That's a triple.
Well, there you go.
I thought I had it. My scorebook is an error. I got to change that.
I am adjusting my scorebook as we speak.
Our scorebook's going to be ugly enough, and then we got to make one of those changes.
Nothing new here. You can't get more unofficial than my scorebook. A ball and 2 strikes on Guangarena. I'm still using a scoring style that I developed playing Stratomatic baseball, so I'll tell you where I'm coming from.
Whatever works.
Right? The 1-2 to Guangarena, and it's called strike 3. Martin gets the punch out as you get a look at the replay, and good action on that pitch. And well, that was a little bit of a low strike, but as we watch here from the center field camera and see, I think that low strike has been consistent so far. We've seen that a little bit already. We're just in the bottom of the second inning. And tonight, that pitch right at the knees, maybe even a little bit below it, is a strike. 1 ball, no strikes the count on Matt Autino.
Well, the hitters are just going to have to adjust to the home plate umpire strike zone.
Always a game of adjustments. If you're not adjusting to the other team, you're adjusting to the umpire in the strike zone.
Baseballs.
2 balls and no strikes the count on Autino. Well, we just saw Lambert wriggle out of a jam with runners at second and third and 1 down, getting a couple of strikeouts, and Martin would like to turn the tables and do that if he can. Here, he got the strikeout on Guangarena, but he's down 2 balls and no strikes to Autino. Swung on and fouled back and out of play.
Autino, just get one in the air into the outfield.
Yeah, the defense playing back on the infield, but just get one on the ground. In the infield, you probably get the run, but indeed, you got to be thinking contact here if you're Autino, and we'll see how he does with the situational hitting. A runner at third and 1 down. The 2-1 from Martin. Big swing and a miss at the high heat. Well, Martin at 6'6". And he can bring the gas.
You know, Tino just couldn't catch up to that fastball. Let's see if he now just tries to shorten up his swing.
I think if he can make another pitch like that, he might get another strikeout here. So hard to lay off that fastball up at eye level. And he tried it. And Tino does a good job. Holding off, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lyon at third with 1 down. Martin ready. Here's the 3-2. Tried the breaking ball and missed it. So a walk to Tino. And now it's runners at the corners. And 1 out. And Caden Connor coming to the plate. And there is a look at Caden Connor. Playing ball over at Cal State Fullerton, like quite a few of his teammates here for Inland Valley. First pitch in there for a strike. Connor Burns waits on deck.
Cal State Fullerton very well represented in this tournament.
Connor 2 for 5 last weekend. Seeing action in both games. Bouncing ball to first. They'll go to second for 1, but no throw on the relay, and the Pirates will tie it up on the fielder's choice off the bat of Caden Connor.
It just wasn't hit hard enough for a double play ball, Jeff.
Yep, Ajamian does a good job getting the good sure throw to second, but no chance for Piotrowski to get the replay, or I should say the relay. And that is enough to tie it up at 1. That'll bring up Burns. First pitch from Martin in there for a strike. Martin ready. Off speed, and it squirts away from Lopez, and that will allow Connor to take second. Was just going to make the point. Sort of a preemptive jinx here on Martin after the tough play out in right field, and he puts a runner on third. He's done a nice job maintaining poise and composure. Done a pretty good job of working out of the jam. He's allowed the runner from third to score, but with nobody out, you have to expect that's going to be a possibility. And there, a little bit of a bad break. That's just a breaking ball in the dirt, and Lopez can't quite come up with it. Now a runner at second. But if you're Martin, you got to bear down here. You don't want to lose focus, give up a base hit here, and give up the lead. Try to get out of the inning and keep it at 1-1. 2 balls and a strike on Burns. Martin with a long look comes home. That one chopped foul. Count evened up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. DeAndre Smith waits on deck for the Pirates if Burns can keep it alive. Martin from the belt. Sky high on the infield. And Hanoian under it and has it to retire the side. But the Pirates even it up. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. 1 left on base through 2 complete. Tied at 1. The Legends and the Pirates on SoCalCollegeSports.com. The Best of the West Tournament. Brought to you by Future Events Group. The Best of the West Baseball Tournament 2020 is sponsored by Future Events Group. If you're enjoying this free baseball live stream, please consider making a donation at www.futureeventsgroup.com. Visit the tournament page where you can contribute via Venmo, PayPal, credit card, or check. All contributions go toward Future Events Group costs, such as stadium rentals, uniforms, equipment, and live video streaming. As the new pitcher for Inland Valley, and he will work to Travis Behrens, Brian Sanders, and Matthew Maloney here in the third inning as Sanchez goes to work for his second outing of the tournament. He was impressive last weekend. A couple of innings. I should say 6 up, 6 down if memory serves. And he'll work here to Behrens, quickly no balls and a strike.
Yeah, he struck out 5 of the 6 hitters that he faced in that one.
We do get word for those that watched last week that there is an injury, a minor injury to Ricky Tiedemann. I believe they said it was an injury to his finger. Not expected to make an appearance tonight as he nurses a minor injury. So we'll see some changes in the Pirate lineup on the mound here. Sanchez went last Saturday night, and he is back in the fold here. Big swing and a miss. And Behrens down on strikes, and Sanchez picks up right where he left off in his last outing. Immediately gets another K. Meanwhile, that's the third straight strikeout for Pirate pitchers, who appear to be warming to the task as they work here in the top of the third. 1 down, and the batter will be Brian Sanders. But Dennis, we were talking between innings. Tiedemann was just impressive stuff last week, and we certainly had a lot of opportunity to talk about him and his electric stuff, but we've been impressed with a lot of pitchers up and down this Pirate staff this weekend already. And there's some guys that we're looking forward to seeing again, starting with this young man here, Matt Sanchez. No balls and 2 strikes quickly on Sanders. Down on strikes, back-to-back strikeouts for Sanchez as Sanders comes up empty. And that looked like maybe a hard slider from Sanchez. Definitely some action on that pitch. And not much chance for Sanders. And that'll bring up Maloney. First pitch misses low and away. And there you get a look at Matthew Maloney, finishing up his season in 2020 at Orange Coast College.
Jeff, you mentioned a moment ago Tiedemann. He's headed to San Diego State, and you made a very good point. He was so impressive last week. He might be bypassing San Diego State.
Right, there was talk that we heard the story of a pretty major deal being floated for Tiedemann, and certainly he's got that kind of stuff as you eyeball it. 2 balls and a strike, and see there the picture-in-picture, some of the highlights of Tiedemann from last week, and you see not just the huge fastball, but that great breaking ball as well that had hitters certainly off balance. Meanwhile, a 2-out hit for Maloney, and there's a feather in your cap if you're Matthew Maloney, because there's a base hit off of Matt Sanchez, who had retired the first 8 batters that he had faced, striking out 7 of them in the tournament. So a base hit for Maloney, and that'll bring up Ben Davidson, one of the extra hitters for the Legends.
And this is
See
not
Ben Davidson.
This is not Ben Davidson, the Raiders legend, as you and I were joking about before the game.
Well, if ever there was something that would give away our ages,
that reference
in
right
very
there.
short order, beyond my reference to Stratomatic Baseball, which would also do it. But Ben Davidson, here's the scary thing: we're not even that old.
No.
Ben Davidson's an old reference for us. Fastball at the knees, and there's that low strike that we have seen here tonight through the first 2+ innings. And that is going to make tough pitchers even tougher. No balls and 2 strikes on Davidson. Sanchez ready into the wind. Davidson stays alive, fouling that one away. There is Maloney at first with 2 down. That one in the dirt, blocked nicely by Burns. Back behind the plate. Keep an eye, that might be, actually that, I believe that is Cameron Guangarena. Burns did start behind the plate, but they have made the change going with Guangarena. Who knows, in this format, we might see Burns back there again before the night's over. So, obviously, there is some informality here with players moving around with positions. Just low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, we talked about pitchers electing to work from the stretch. How about Matt Sanchez being required to work from the stretch for the first time in the tournament so far?
Yeah, he's been very, very impressive.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Davidson, who's worked it back from an 0-2 count. He's got it even. 2-2. And again, Davidson fights it off. Stay alive. It's a nice at-bat from Ben Davidson, who was in a hole. To the senior Matt Sanchez from Cal State Fullerton. Two again. Davidson tries to hold up and does. They'll appeal down. And the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Ben Davidson.
Now the runner will be off with the pitch, so maybe anything hit into the gap could perhaps score Maloney from first base.
Davidson on his way to L.A. Harbor this upcoming season. Payoff pitch. Popped up. Short right, Andrews moving in, and he will take it to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We're heading to the bottom of the 3rd at the 2020 Best of the West Tournament, brought to you by Future Events Group. Legends and Pirates tied at 1. DeAndre Smith will lead it off. Sean McLeod, Jared Thomas to follow. We do have a new pitcher for the Legends. We are working on getting confirmation on who it is. We don't have a number on the roster yet. That's as honest as we can be. So we will try to find out exactly who it is. We obviously don't want to report the wrong person. So we're trying to find out in the press box here. Meanwhile, a ball and no strikes on DeAndre Smith.
Jeff, that's Summer League baseball for you.
Right.
They switch players and numbers so often.
There is a certain informality. So it just takes a minor adjustment. A ball and a strike on the big swing and a miss from Smith. Smith, another player, on his way back to USC. Goes after the fastball, down in the count now, a ball and 2 strikes, and we've talked about that electric middle of the infield for the Trojans coming up with Tyrese Turner and DeAndre Smith.
They are well represented here, the Trojans.
Figured to be loaded again. 1 and 2. And the fastball just inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count now on Smith. Smith, a couple of hits in the game last Sunday night, including a triple with 2 runs batted in. He has quietly put together a very good tournament so far. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count now. Check that. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count now on Smith. Here is the payoff. Just outside, Smith works a walk, and he has been very busy. I referenced the 2 hits, but he also now has walked twice and been hit by a pitch. So he has been all over the base paths in the first 2+ games, and he's on again. And that'll present a challenge for the Legends, as McLeod will be the batter, and we'll see if Charlie Reynoso wants to put something into action here with the speedy Smith at first and McLeod at the plate. Breaking ball, low and inside, 1 ball and no strikes to McLeod.
McLeod handles the bat pretty well, so you would think at some point Reynoso would be thinking perhaps hit and run, or maybe just a straight steal.
The 1-0 pitch, just high, and again, you get a good look. There's a pitch that's right about at the letters. We've seen that sometimes called a strike, but again, it's a little bit lower strike zone, maybe a little bit more toward that outside corner. Kind of the old school National League strike zone. If you remember back in the day.
I'm old enough, yes.
They liked that pitch just below the knees.
I get your reference.
Was definitely a called strike.
Whoa.
And that one well inside, all the way back.
I think
to
it
the
hit him.
Did it get a piece of
I think
McLeod?
it did. I think it might have got him in the heel,
It
Jeff.
looks like it did. So the Pirates with something going here in the bottom of the 3rd with 2 on and nobody out. And Jared Thomas, JT, will be the batter. Just get a look at the replay. Thanks, guys. Two on, nobody out. And here is Thomas. Good fastball for a strike. Get a look at JT.
It's our first look at him as well.
On his way back to University of Miami.
ACC country.
There go the runners. The double steal. They'll try to throw down to second and get McLeod, and they can't do it. So the double steal moves 2 runners into scoring position. Still nobody out.
Lopez trying to throw behind the runner, perhaps getting McLeod, but McLeod got an excellent jump also.
Well, there's a great job on the replay, and you see Smith coming right into your living room. And he had a great jump, and I think it was a great decision on the fly by Lopez, because I think he didn't have a chance at third, breaking ball away. And the count now, a ball and 2 strikes on Jared Thomas. Big time chance here for the Pirates in a 1-all game. Runners at second and third, still nobody out. Breaking ball, hammered foul.
And Jeff, once again, the Legends appear they'll take the run for the out here.
And to get back to the point that you made earlier, that just makes it all the more incumbent on Thomas to make sure that you put this ball in play somewhere. Anywhere, you're likely to get a run. 1 and 2, just outside.
Thomas needs just to shorten up that swing now, put the ball in play.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Josh Sheck waits on deck for the Pirates. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball on the ground to second. This will score a run. Hanoian goes to first to retire Thomas. But on the play, Smith will come home from third, and the Pirates will grab a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. That's a great job. Not only do you put the ball on the ground and get the run batted in, but you get it to the right side. That moves McLeod that much closer. He's now 90 feet away. And Sheck will be the batter, and if he can get something in play here, the Pirates might have another run. First pitch swinging, lifted deep to left, but playable. Sanders moving over, has it for the out, but that is more than deep enough to bring home McLeod, and it pushes the lead to 3-1 in favor of the Pirates.
Well, Jeff, you hit it on the nose. J.T. Thomas, a very effective out. Not only gets the run home, gets the runner over from second, and then a sacrifice fly. Makes it 3-1.
So Koo will be the batter with the bases empty and 2 down. And after the Legends grabbed a quick 1-0 lead, the Pirates have come back with 1 in the second and 2 now in the third to grab a 3-1 lead. And there is Koo. Finished up this shortened season at Orange Coast College. Talked about USC well represented, but the Pirates of Orange Coast College always well represented in Southern California baseball, and what tremendous success they have had over these recent years. Two balls and no strikes. Fouled back to the screen.
Each lineup hitting 14 batters this evening.
Two 2-1 pitch on the inside corner, called strike 2. And there is a look at Koo. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. This one blooped foul down the first base line. Nearly placed perfectly by Jordan Koo.
Trying to go opposite field. 2 outs, nobody on.
Ron Motlin, the bottom of the order, due up next. If Koo can keep it alive. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Lifted into right, moving back, it's Hanoian, and he will take it to retire the side. Pirates make use of a walk and a hit batsman. 2 runs on no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base through 3 complete. Pirates on top of the Legends, 3-1 at the 2020 Best of the West tournament from San Manuel Stadium.
just
We head to the top of the fourth. A 3-1 lead for the Pirates. Sanchez back on the mound to work his second inning, and he will work to Kenji Meow. And then the top of the order, Tristan Hanoian and Matthew Piotrowski. You have a couple of changes. We're trying to keep you abreast of the changes in the field for the Pirates. Swung on and lifted into shallow right. McLeod peels off, and it's a sliding catch for E.J. Andrews to retire Meow for the first out here in the fourth.
Well, how about Andrews just going out to right field and makes an outstanding slide and grab for out number 1.
Yes, it gives us a chance to mention how he's moved over, and that worked out well. And you get a look at the replay here. Great job. You see Andrews moving in, making the catch to retire Meow. No balls and 1 strike, the count now on Hanoian. As Sanchez kicks and delivers. That is in there for a strike. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Hanoian. He flied to right to get things started. Matt Autino has moved to third, so McLeod in at second, and Andrews moving over to right. We will continue to try and keep you abreast of any changes. Cold strike 3. Hanoian, a strikeout victim. 2 out now, and Matthew Piotrowski will be the batter. Pretty tough assignment. Lambert for the first couple innings. Now you get Sanchez for the third and fourth. Big swing and a miss. Good cut for Piotrowski, but he couldn't catch up to the gas from Sanchez. No balls and a strike. Piotrowski also flied to right his first time. Good breaking ball in there for a strike. And you know why you could be so easily impressed with the fastball from Sanchez? Boy, he locates the breaking ball so well.
Yeah,
seemingly always able to get a called strike with that pitch. Here's the 0-2. That one just squibbed foul as Piotrowski manages to stay alive.
Nick, the catcher for...
Yeah, Juan Garena.
Yeah, he's hobbling around.
Well, you got to know that's going to happen to you if you're a catcher.
You're going to get a lot of nicks and bruises. And
one person in this stadium who's not surprised when that happens, I can almost guarantee it's Cameron Juan Garena.
Let's hope the young man's okay.
Yeah. That might have, that kid looked like, that's a good look there. Hard to tell if maybe caught him on the leg. He was hobbling around a little bit, but just as you would expect, he's going to stay in the game. You got to be so tough to play that position. No balls and 2 strikes on Piotrowski. Sanchez ready.
Hey, Tyler, can you not zoom in so much on the batter, please?
Breaking ball, got him. Sanchez goes to the hook, 3 up, 3 down. We're heading to the bottom of the fourth with the Pirates leading the Legends 3-1. The 2020 Best of the West Tournament from San Bernardino, brought to you by Future Events Group. New pitcher Connor Ladwig becomes the 4th pitcher of the evening for the Legends. He'll work to Aaron Modlin, and then the top of the order, E.J. Andrews, Tyrese Turner. First pitch in there for a strike to Modlin, who's seeing his first sustained action of the tournament. In the lineup that goes 14 deep. A ball and a strike on Modlin.
You have to chuckle to yourself when you say 14 deep.
we were mentioning as we were getting ready in the booth here for this next inning that due up this inning, 14-1-2. 2 balls and a strike. They count on Modlin. Ladwig's delivery is high. 3 balls and a strike.
Embrace the uniqueness.
Well, you saw control be a bit of an issue last inning for Legend pitchers. A walk and a hit batsman, and the Pirates turned it into 2 runs, and the leadoff man aboard again as Modlin draws a walk. That'll bring up Andrews. Andrews had a quiet tournament so far. Still hitless for the tournament. Just made a nice defensive play in the last half inning. And you know how that kind of thing is, Dennis. Sometimes you make a play in the field, and that'll kickstart things at the plate. We'll see if that's what happens for EJ. A ball and no strikes to count. That one in on the hands, back to the mound, but the throw is wild into center field. Everybody's safe. Modlin going to go ahead and take third as Andrews ends up at first. Well, that was a nice job by Ladwig coming off the rubber and coming up with that ball cleanly, but then he just fired it a little bit wide.
Yeah, you could tell by his reaction. As soon as he threw it, he knew it was off the mark.
That was a great location on that pitch. Really jammed Andrews, who did a good job just fighting it off and getting it into fair territory. So we'll see how they end up scoring that for the moment. And it looks like it is going to go down as an error. So Pirates at the corners. And a ball and no strikes to count on Tyrese Turner, who grounded to short his first time up. Well, here's a chance for the Pirates to really grab control here tonight in this one. There goes Andrews to throw down, not in time, into shallow center, and on the play, Modlin alertly will come home from third.
I imagine they're going to score that an error on the catcher, give him a stolen base for Andrews.
Well, a messy scorebook just got a little messier. And the Pirates, meanwhile, push the lead to 4-1. And Lopez is going to come out and have a brief conversation with Ladwig. And let's take you back to last weekend and just watch the speed of Tyrese Turner. Got you a couple of different angles here, as this was a ball that he shot into the right field corner. A little bit of trouble in right field coming up with the ball cleanly. And guess how much time Tyrese Turner needs if you're going to have a little trouble fielding the ball? Not much. And he was able to come all the way around and score on that play. As we have talked about, he has been just electric so far in this tournament. Meanwhile, he's way ahead in the count now, 3 balls and no strikes, as Ladwig is having some troubles here in the bottom of the 4th. Sidearm delivery in there for a strike.
The thing you love about Turner, just he was, as soon as he made contact, he was flying out of that box. Turned on the jets, circled the bases easily.
Yeah, he was thinking about second or third and then just kept on going. Off speed just outside, and Turner has a walk. So runners at first and second, very good speed on the bases for the Pirates. They lead it 4-1. And they are looking to add to that total, as Hayden Winters will be the batter. He struck out his first time up. Winters, another player having pretty quiet tournament so far, and you wonder how long can you get away with that if you're an opposing pitcher. Ladwig ready. Fly ball right field moving over. It's funky. And he's got it in front of the track. The Pirates going to try and advance at both bases, and they will. So good alert base running on the long fly out by Winters. Andrews moves to third. Turner moves to second. And there's still only one out.
And it's a productive out.
That'll bring up Lyon. A triple his first time up. A long fly ball that Funky seemed to struggle with in right field and then ends up dropping in. And Lyon ends up at third. He's got an RBI chance now with 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 out, and the breaking ball misses low and away. 1 ball and no strikes on Lyon. There you go, look at the graphic. Lyon, another one of the players playing ball at Cal State Fullerton. That one gets away from Lopez. Sanders will come home with another run for the Pirates. Turner advances to third. The Pirates now lead at 5-1, and wild pitches continue to be a story here in the Best of the West tournament.
Ladwig is his own worst enemy right now. Made the throwing error and a potential double play ball. A wild pitch right there.
Yeah, a couple of errors in the inning already. A couple of walks and now a wild pitch indeed. As you say, that's... I think the cold truth of the matter is that's how to give away some runs. 3 balls and no strikes, and the Pirates taking full advantage. Throwing a little bit of alert base running by the Pirates themselves. Good fastball in there for a strike. 3 balls and a strike. Infield still playing back. So the Legends just looking for an out here if they can get it. Hot shot back through the box. A base hit for Lyon. Another run for the Pirates. Turner will score easily. As you get a look at the replay, Pirates starting to pour it on now. Runner at first, 1 out. And it's now a 6-1 lead for Inland Valley. And here is Guangarena. Well, there you go. How about it, Dennis? There's about 19 or 20 years of age if you can shake off the injury from the last inning and
exactly
at the plate. Looking good. No balls and a strike as he had it cut. We're in the bottom of the 4th.
Some of us who are at a certain age might be in the hospital right now.
And we're just talking about getting down into the crouch to play
exactly.
The ball doesn't even have to hit us. No balls and a strike on Guangarena. Ladwig from the belt. Back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes on Guangarena. A strikeout victim his first time up.
It was coming our way. I thought Mike would have been able to perhaps handle that one.
I usually if a ball's heading this way, I usually hide behind Mike. About 6'10". Makes for good protection. 0-2 on Guangarena. Here's the pitch way outside. Lopez, nice job. Able to stab that one. I think for Ladwig, I think one thing that in this inning where he has struggled, some nice movement on the pitches, a good tailing action. Just struggling with his control. And defense not really helping the cause too much either in this particular inning, as that one is fouled out of play again by Guangarena.
We've been around this game long enough. Sometimes when you don't get good defense behind a pitcher, he can sometimes have a little bit of a letdown. Not saying that's the case here, but could make the case he could be out of this inning.
Well, and ironically, you wonder sometimes if you yourself as the pitcher make the error, if that's not in some ways even harder to get over, as it's difficult, maybe not difficult to fight the tendency to sort of blame yourself or get lost in that a little bit. And again, we're not, this is just pure speculation as relates to Connor Ladwig. This is just sort of a general discussion, but obviously that's one of the challenges for pitchers at any level.
Absolutely.
Is dealing with defense behind you, both good and bad, and how you ultimately are able to reconcile that and continue to do your job on the mound. Bouncing ball to first, a nice play by Ajamian. He'll go to second, not in time.
Boy, that is a nice play by the first baseman, Ajamian.
He did get the out at first, as we'll get a great look right in front of you here. That's a great job with the glove. So he retires Juan Garena. And there you see Lyon hustling down and just beating the throw. So the inning's still alive. With 2 down, Lyon at second, and Autino will be the batter. Ladwig checks the runner. Comes home high with the fastball. And there is a look at Matt Autino. Currently playing for Fresno State, in on the hands. And Autino able to foul it back and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ladwig from the stretch. Autino able to lay off. 2 balls and a strike. Again, a long look at Lyon at second. Swung on and missed. Autino had a cut.
Trying to make it 8-1 with that swing.
That's right. Well, we did see one leave the yard earlier today. Haven't seen too many of them here in the first couple of weekends. Takes a shot to get out of here. Called strike 3. Ladwig fans Autino, and he's out of the inning, but not before the Pirates add to the lead. 3 runs on just 1 hit, 2 errors, and 1 left on base. Through 4 complete, the Pirates with a 6-1 lead over the Legends. It's the 2020 Best of the West tournament from San Bernardino, brought to you by the Future Events Group. Gabe Ariano, Jason Ajamian, Nick Lopez due up against the new pitcher for the Pirates, right-hander Andrew Reitmeyer. Just to finish off some of the changes in the field, Tyrese Turner now playing center field for the Pirates as DeAndre Smith takes over at shortstop, and there is a look at Andrew Reitmeyer, another one of the pitchers that had a very impressive outing in the opening weekend in the 2 victories for the Pirates. First pitch misses. Should say that's the second one. It's a ball and a strike now on Ariano. Fastball from Reitmeyer in there, and he's ahead now, a ball and 2 strikes. And there is Gabriel Arellano. And he's able to just reach out and get a piece of that one. And I think about Reitmeier, the thing that sort of leaps out at you as you watch is good velocity.
Indeed.
You see Arellano trying to catch up to the fastball right there. Here's the 1-2. And that one back to the screen. As Arellano, who struck out his first time up, leads things off in the top of the 5th. Well, we mentioned when the Pirates were trailing 1-0 in the second inning. As Arellano reaches out and pokes this one toward first, and Winters will take it himself for the out. That they faced a little bit of adversity, trailing 1-0. Well, I think we have to say they've handled the adversity pretty well.
Very well and very quickly.
To lead things 6-1 as the Legends bat here in the 5th, and that'll bring up a Jamian. He led off the second inning with a base hit. Reitmeier working quickly, first pitch inside a ball.
Jeff, you and I were talking in between innings, such an interesting line score. You look at the Legends, a run, 4 hits, 2 errors, and then Pirates have 6 runs but just 2 hits. No errors. You don't see that too often.
Big swing and a miss from a Jamian. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Yeah, that is taking full advantage of the opportunities that you've had as a Jamian again swings through the fastball. A ball and 2 strikes. A Jamian, a redshirt junior at Cal State Northridge. Started 13 games in the shortened season for Northridge, and he's down on strikes here. As Reitmeier gets the punch out.
I have that
2 down.
Unofficially, Jeff. 8 strikeouts now for Pirate pitching.
I was just going to ask, the way the Pirate pitchers have gone here, are we going to start hanging the Ks here up in the press box? But you do start to watch a little bit here how many they're going to come up with. Some impressive arms here for the Pirates this weekend. And certainly one here in Andrew Reitmeier, first pitch in there for a strike to Nick Lopez, who flied to right his first time up. Breaking ball from Reitmeier in there for a strike, and he's on top of Lopez now. No balls and 2 strikes. Let's have a look here, and there's the curveball.
Wow.
That's a beauty.
Not much you can do with that pitch.
Especially when it's accompanied by Reitmeier's fastball lifted to right. Andrews over near the line. He has it for the out to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for Reitmeier halfway through this one. The Pirates on top of the Legends 6-1 at the 2020 Best of the West Tournament, brought to you by Future Events Group. Right-hander Derek Yu takes over on the mound for the Legends here in the bottom of the fifth, where he'll work to Caden Connor, Connor Burns, and DeAndre Smith. You see Derek Yu graduating from Loyola this year and on his way to Columbia.
So not only an outstanding pitcher, an outstanding student as well.
One can assume, I believe. So Connor will lead things off against the right-hander Yu. And Caden Connor retired on a fielder's choice his first time up. Did have a run batted in. Connor with a couple of hits last Sunday night in the win over the Bucks. First pitch from Yu in there for a strike. Well, Yu, fastball clocked, tops out at 89. Also with a curveball, slider, changeup, misses with the breaking ball there, a ball and a strike, and that's topping out at 89, and maybe about a year or so ago, so it's entirely possible that that number will continue to creep up, but a good live arm for Derek Yu.
And he's only 18 years old, so you know he's going to fill out when he gets to that next level. Let's see if he can settle this bullpen down for the Legends.
2 balls and a strike. Yeah, it started out smoothly enough with Acker on the mound for the first inning, but then the second, third, and fourth, the Pirates have put numbers on the board. And Yu pumps a fastball in there for a strike. Count evened up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And let's just have a good look there at the fastball. And there's the good tailing action right at the knees, and not a whole lot that Connor's going to be able to do with that pitch. Here's the 2-2. Connor takes that one low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I always say this has got to be a tough format for pitchers. Usually an inning, maybe 2 if you're lucky, but you wait, you come in, and you got to be keyed up. Bouncing ball up the middle and past Hanoian into center for a base hit. Leadoff single for Connor. And the Pirates back to work here in the 5th.
And
That'll bring up Burns.
And to your point, Jeff, you know, a lot of these kids, their season ended in mid-March.
Yep.
And they have not played since then, so they've had to sit around not only waiting out the pandemic, wondering when they're going to get another opportunity to pitch, and then, like you said, here it is, and sometimes they only get 1 inning of work.
Fastball in there for a strike. Well, I suppose when you're one of 14 hitters as well, you do battle a little bit of the same thing. That's a long time in between at bats. That is the nature of the showcase. And you have to imagine that for these players here, there's just a lot of joy to be back out there playing.
Would definitely agree with that statement.
No balls and 2 strikes quickly on Burns. The pitch from Yu, driven deep to left. Sanders back, looks up. And it is out of here. Well, we wondered what kind of shot it was going to take to get one out of here. And let's have a look. Hello.
He just grooved him a fastball. He jumped all over it.
Well, up, no balls and 2 strikes, and I think he is maybe just trying to catch Burns a little bit off balance there, just going to go right after him, hoping that maybe Burns was thinking he might waste a pitch. But Burns was ready. And the Pirates push the lead now to 8-1 as Connor Burns goes yard.
Second home run of this tournament.
That'll bring up DeAndre Smith. Well, you talked about this. You, one of the players playing in this tournament that's not even finished with high school yet. So we got an age gap here as well, with some players maybe getting into early 20s, along with some players at about 17 years of age or so finishing up high school. So there's quite a gap here in terms of experience and just flat out in terms of age as well. So good experience here for young Derek Yu. A ball and 2 strikes now, the count on Smith. Smith walked his first time up, eventually came around to score. Here is the 1-2. That one sails back to the backstop. Well, we made reference to it before with the Bull Durham, but that looked like the pitch that hit the bull right there, I think.
It did indeed. I don't know if it got away from you. He crossed up his catcher, perhaps.
It didn't look too high. I think that was maybe some miscommunication on that pitch. 2-2, breaking ball, low and away. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Yu, who was ahead in the count, now goes full on Smith. McLeod waits on deck for the Pirates. Swing and a miss. There's the gas from Yu. And he gets the strikeout on Smith.
Well, give you credit. He gives up a leadoff single, then the 2-run homer to Burns, and then comes back. Strikes out DeAndre Smith. Let's see if he can settle down and get the final 2 outs here in this inning.
And he'll work on McLeod, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. And you see McLeod over at Long Beach State during the season. The 1-0 pitch from Yu, good fastball.
Now, Jeff, you and I touched on this last week. There's, I believe, 8 teams participating in this tournament, between 6 and 8. All the kids are Southern California based. I mean, just the amount of talent in the Southern California region is just phenomenal.
That one misses low, 2 balls and a strike. And consider that this was a tournament that is the product of just Herculean efforts by a group of people on such short notice, dealing with these very unfamiliar, unpredictable times. So this is a sampling of the talent that you see in this area, but far from exhaustive. Certainly these are some players that could make themselves available on short notice to be part of this.
Absolutely.
3 balls and a strike on McLeod. Just high, and McLeod on base yet again. This time it's a walk. That'll bring up JT. Jared Thomas grounded to second his first time up. How about McLeod? 2 walks, and he's been hit by a pitch 3 times in the tournament so far in 2.5 games.
So it's a high on-base percentage.
Yeah, just an on-base percentage of .875 as he's 2 for 3. Outside of that, no balls and a strike on Thomas.
You're better at arithmetic than me, clearly, Jeff.
It's from keeping all the stats in Stratomatic. Just saying.
You love your Stratomatic. But you know how much is going to help you down the line.
No balls and 2 strikes. I am teetering close to an advertisement for them. I gotta cool it, or at least mention some of the other games I play. No balls and 2 strikes on Thomas. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning for you. As he fans Jared Thomas. That'll bring up Josh Scheck. A sacrifice fly his first time up. Well, a little bit of everything from you. Giving up the gopher ball. Struck out a couple. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. And no throw coming from Lopez.
And Lopez wouldn't have had a shot anyways. McLeod stole this off of you. Look at this jump right here.
Yeah, practically a running start for McLeod. The easy stolen base. And another stolen base. That's 4 in the game for the Pirates. And, you know, if you're looking for storylines in this tournament as we're finishing up day 3 of this multiple weekend event as another hit batsman, one area where I think the Pirates have been especially impressive is running the bases. They've been aggressive, but also good decision-making, very alert base running as well. And that's been a big part of the offense that they've been able to put together. First and second. And that'll bring up Jordan Koo. Popped to second his first time up. Fastball high.
Yeah, Jeff, you mentioned the aggressive base running. 4 stolen bases. Kind of old school baseball. They're not play long ball. Going out and making something happen on the base paths.
A ball and a strike. And I think it's a good adjustment to the situation here. We're talking about some pitchers working with catchers that they're not familiar with each other. You're seeing balls get away. And the Pirates, on a number of occasions over this first couple of weekends, really done a great job taking extra bases, taking every advantage they can as another ball gets away. And now a snap throw down to first. And they got him. So no sooner do we start talking about that than Scheck gets caught in between first and second, as we'll watch the replay as we take you out of the inning. But not before the Pirates add 2 more on the 2-run bomb by Connor Burns. But let's watch this one here. And it just gets away, and you see McLeod taking third, but Scheck really got caught up between first and second. And a good alert play by Lopez. Throws behind him. They get him at first. And through 5, it's an 8-1 lead for the Pirates. It's the 2020 Best of the West Tournament from San Bernardino. Brought to you by Future Events Group. Best of the West Baseball Tournament 2020 is sponsored by Future Events Group. Future Events Group is an event management and transportation management company based in Southern California. Let Future Events Group plan your next event. They focus on the details so you don't have to. All right. Is it right, Meyer? Okay, you count me in? Okay. Top of the 6th inning. Kenji Polaris set to lead things off as Andrew Reitmeyer works into his 2nd inning. Pirates with the 8-1 lead, 8 unanswered after the Legends took a very brief lead in the top of the 2nd. But then the Pirate bats have taken over and the pitching has remained as it's been all tournament, strong. And the fastball at the knees, quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Polaris. I believe at the plate right now. Good cut from Polaris, but he fouls it away. It'll be Polaris, Nolan Funky, and Grant Berman. here in the top of the 6th. Swung on and back to the screen. Pilaris going to end up at first. Evidently, he didn't get a piece of it. So that'll go down as a strikeout. And the error will put Pilaris at first. And, yeah, that's a good call, as Burns can't quite come up with that one cleanly. And so the Legends have a runner aboard to start the 6th. That'll bring up Funky. A double his first time up. Reitmeyer hasn't encountered too many base runners. And he misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Funky with the lone run batted in on the double back in the 2nd inning for the Legends. Pitch in there for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Full coverage tomorrow. 3 more games.
Kick things off at 1 o'clock. First pitch. It's the Long Beach Legends in the Bucks, and at 4 the Waves and the Ferry Pirates. 7 o'clock. Pirates one more time. This time they'll be taking on the Bucks.
A rematch of last Sunday night. 3 balls and a strike. Foul tip from Funky, and a full count. Another busy day for you, Dennis.
Indeed.
And you will be here for the first 2 games, and then we will join you, try to give you a little support here in Game 3 tomorrow night.
A lot of fun being in the booth with you guys for the nightcap.
Yeah, we try to be fun guys. There goes the runner, and Burns can't handle it cleanly, but it's a walk to Funky anyway. And now it's 2 on, nobody out to get things going in the 6th. Meanwhile, there is activity down in the Pirate bullpen.
Well, Jeff, there's a lot of time left in this one. We're only playing the 6th inning. A couple runs here. Chip away at that lead.
Remember
Start somewhere.
the great wisdom of baseball. When you're really trailing big in a game, just start by putting a number on the board. Any number. It's all about momentum. Put up a crooked number if you can. Anything will do. And that's how you start to get back into it. Never know what might happen. A ball and no strikes. The count on Berman. Struck out his first time up. And we'll have a look at Reitmeyer as he deals with a jam. There goes the runner again. Throw down to third. Not in time. Pilaris swipes third. And now it's runners at the corners. Still only 1 out. Or I should say still nobody out. And a 2 ball and no strike count on Berman. And all of a sudden Reitmeyer, who had been so in control in this tournament, begins to struggle.
Into his first jam. See if he can get out of it with minimal damage.
And there is the activity in the bullpen. Trying to get a number for you. Meanwhile, a walk will load up the bases. We're trying to locate, but this appears to be another number that we don't have on our roster, number 48. So we'll try to track that down, as it looks like that will be the next pitcher for the Pirates. And it might be this inning, it might be next inning. We'll see what happens with Andrew Reitmeyer, who all of a sudden is struggling on the mound with the bases loaded and nobody out. And Mark Stanford coming to the plate.
Opportunity for the Legends to perhaps have a big inning here. Roll their way back into this one.
And it started innocuously enough with a drop third strike, but then walks to Funky and Berman. Reitmeyer ready. First pitch in there for a strike. You see Reitmeyer working very quickly, almost no delay between pitches. It's only Stanford stepping out. Swung on and lifted to right. Andrews started back, now moves in and has it for the out. They will tag and score as Pilaris comes sliding in with the second run of the game on the sacrifice fly off the bat of Stanford. So the Legends answer on the play. Funky moved to third. So it's runners at first and third, now one out. And Travis Behrens will be the batter. Well, if you're the Pirates, I think you'll take that. And right now you can trade runs for outs and still be in a good spot. They lead at 8-2. Fastball high.
Perhaps double play ball to get out of this inning. Damage to a minimum, 1 run.
Reitmeyer ready. In there for a strike. A ball and a strike, the count now on Behrens. He struck out leading off the third, his first time up. The 1-1 pitch. Just missed on the outside corner. Reitmeyer not getting the call. 2 balls and a strike. Swung on and lifted into shallow center. Turner moving in, diving attempt. And he is able to come up with it on the play. Funky gets back to third, tags up, and scores. But Turner takes away the base hit. What a great job.
That is a great defensive play
Yeah,
in center field.
Tyrese Turner has spent this weekend playing shortstop. Just moves out to center field. And it's time to cue my Robin Yount reference here as I think of all of the players that have moved from shortstop to center field.
Robin Yount might come to mind.
Right, that was the one I went with.
That might be the only one coming to mind.
Right? It is not a common one that you see of all in strike.
Catchers make the transition more frequently to the outfield.
Two balls and a strike. And I believe, if my memory is right of that timing, I believe that part of the reason that Robin Yount moved from shortstop to center field was that they had a young Gary Sheffield coming into the fold in Milwaukee. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just a bit of a contextual trivia there. Yeah, and I believe that was right about the time that Sheffield was coming up, and they were excited about what he might prove to be. That one squirts away. Burns with the throw down to second. Bang, bang play, but he's safe. As Berman able to advance to second. That was a pretty good throw from Burns, as you watch here. And he made this a very close play, and we'll have a good look at it. And just ahead of the throw. Meanwhile, Reitmeyer issues another walk this inning, his 3rd walk of the inning, as Sanders is aboard. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Bringing up Matthew Maloney. We'll see. I'll have to look into that about the Yount Sheffield, but that was my memory. Was that if we're wondering just why does a shortstop move to center field, it does seem like a bit of a head scratch move as a general rule. No balls and a strike. The count now on Maloney. But as impressed as we have been with Tyrese Turner, yet another highlight in the fold, in addition to the hitting and the running on the bases. And now a great catch to rob the Legends of a potentially bigger rally here in the 6th. A ball and a strike. Breaking ball misses, 2 balls and a strike on Maloney, who had a base hit his first time up. Well, you would have no way of knowing this, Dennis, but typically with my partner and good buddy here, Mike Cepeda, we start to talk about players of the game and players of the tournament. So just to put that on your radar screen, we're going to start talking about that there. So we're going to need to start thinking about who we might give these awards to that are, of course, just honorary type awards here from SoCalCollegeSports.com. It's a mention from us. That's the big award. 3-2, swung on and missed. Reitmeyer out of the inning, but the Legends come back with 2 runs on no hits, 1 error, 2 left on base. Heading to the bottom of the 6th, the Pirates leading at 8-3. It's the 2020 Best of the West Tournament, brought to you by Future Events Group. It was Jordan Koo at the plate when the runner was picked off, ending the inning for the Pirates. Swinging bunt for Koo. This could be trouble on the right side. Hanoian charges and won't have a play. And Koo is on at first with an infield hit.
It's a nice job by Koo. Hustling out of the box.
Well, Koo had a quiet weekend at the plate and gets himself off the schneid there any way he can. He's aboard with a base hit, and that'll bring up Aron Modlin. And there you get a look at Aron Modlin. In there for a strike, as we have a new pitcher. For the Legends. Breaking ball misses inside, a ball and a strike. And the new pitcher is Richard Melgoza Jr. Thank you, guys. Goes on his way to LA Harbor College. Bouncing ball to third. And they'll go to first to retire Modlin, or on the play, Koo will take second. And that'll bring up Andrews, top of the order. That was a tricky play for Stanford over at third, but he made it look easy. And there is Andrews. Wave and a miss at the breaking ball from Melgoza.
Yeah, Jeff, I agree. That was a difficult play that he made look rather routine to get the out at first base.
Andrews reached on an error his last time up. Line drive, a base hit. They will wave the runner in. Koo will score standing up on the RBI single for Andrews. Well, we wondered if maybe Andrews would get off the schneid a little bit after he made the great play in the outfield and then reached on an error, and sure enough, solid at bat here. Right back through the box, a base hit.
Did the pitcher get a piece of that, perhaps?
Might have, as it held up a little bit for Hanoian, who almost got there to at least keep it on the infield, but it scooted through.
It looked like
the Pirates get one back immediately, and they push the lead back out to 9-3. And here is that man, Tyrese Turner. Breaking ball misses outside. A ball and no strikes on Turner. 0 for 1, grounded to short and walked. Does have a run scored. Again, Melgoza tries the outside corner and misses. 2 balls and no strikes on Turner.
Down 3, 2, 1.
Andrews with a short lead at first. Not going. Turner with a swing and fouls it away. Turner is now 3 for 6 with a couple of walks in the tournament so far.
We talked about MVP. He's got to be an early candidate, I would say.
I don't know how you can keep him off the ballot. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He has been dynamic. Still a pretty long list.
He's hitting second, but I would say he's the table setter for this lineup.
2-2 pitch from Melgoza. Slow curve, and that one gets away. Back to the screen. Andrews takes second. He was thinking about third, but he'll hold up. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Turner. Well, if you're desperate for some good news here, you do have first base open now, working to Turner.
I guess that could be considered good news, trailing 9-3.
If for the moment you want to think about whether or not it's a good idea to put him on base at all.
I don't think it is.
Right? I think that's safe to say as well.
Good look at Andrews down at second.
Here's the pat. Well, nope.
Nope.
Melgoza will look Andrews back. Correct the scoreboard here. 1 out right now in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 3-2. Called strike 3. Melgoza paints the outside corner. Gets the strikeout on Turner. And now it's 2 down. Andrews at second, and Hayden Winters coming to the plate. Winters is 0 for 2, and that's going to be it for Melgoza. So Melgoza Jr. goes 2/3, and he will give way to a new pitcher. And we can hold it here just for a second to give you the update on the new pitcher. And it's Travis Behrens. So Behrens had been in the lineup as an extra hitter, and he'll come on and pitch. As the left-hander will get warm. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Pirates leading it 9-3. And Travis Behrens. In 2019, after coming out of Fountain Valley High School, he was pitching at Long Beach City College. 7 2/3 innings coming out of the bullpen for the Vikings. No numbers in 2020, so don't know if Travis Behrens made it back onto the field in this shortened season, but still in the fold at Long Beach City College. And now Behrens on here to work to Winters, who's 0 for 2.
Good size, 6'2", 205 Behrens.
update one quick change as well. I just realized Ben Davidson is in at third, replacing Stanford, and that was Davidson who showed the good hands earlier this inning, handling the ball off the bat of Maudlin and making a good strong throw. So a quick change in the field for the Legends as well here in the bottom of the sixth. First pitch from Barons, high and away for a ball. Well, Winters in the 3-hole. Still a pretty quiet tournament so far. See if he can pick up Andrews at second with 2 down. The 1-0 pitch. Low and inside.
0 for 2 in this one. Struck out looking in the first, flied to right in the 4th inning.
Jackson Lyon, who's perfect on the night, waits on deck if Winters can keep it going. The 2-0 from Barons. And Winters takes that one inside. Way out in front now, 3 balls and no strikes.
I know we've talked about it, made a little bit of fun of batting 14, but it's really, I mean, 1 through 14, it's a pretty good lineup. I mean, you could talk about, 1 through 9, but when you look, you're hitting 14 guys, and you still manage 9 runs.
The 3-0 pitch in there for a strike for Barons.
You've been helped out by some shoddy defense from the Legends, but for the most part, it's a good lineup Charlie Reynoso's put together for these Pirates.
Popped up, right side, foul territory. A Jamian battling the lights, and he makes the catch.
That was a nice play.
To retire the side, and certainly, if the first 3 days of action have taught us that, is easier said than done. But a Jamian comes down with it, and the Pirates are done in the 6th, but not before they add a run. On 2 hits, no errors. 1 left on base through 6 complete. It's a 9-3 lead for the Pirates. You're watching the 2020 Best of the West Tournament, brought to you by Future Events Group. Top of the 7th inning, Ben Davidson, Kenji Meow, and then the top of the order, Tristan Hanoian. For the Legends, the Pirates leading it 9-3, trying to move to 3-0 in the tournament. And here is Ben Davidson, flied to center his first time up. First pitch, a strike. Do have a new pitcher for Inland Valley, but we don't have a roster number attached. So we're trying to figure that out. Line drive into right, and Andrews going to his knees, but comes up with the catch to retire Davidson for the first out here in the 7th. Davidson barreled it up, but Andrews there for the out. That'll bring up Meow. He flied to right his first time up. Swings through that pitch for strike one. And there is Meow. Late on the gas. No balls and 2 strikes. And you saw quickly on that graphic that Meow heading back to Tokyo University. And that is where I'm assuming it is, right? I don't know if there was a Tokyo University located right here in the United States.
Not that I'm aware of. I think between the two of us, Jeff, we know a lot of colleges, small colleges, obscure colleges. But that one, I'm going to go with you. I don't think that one's here in the U.S.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Meow.
Studying abroad at the University of the United States.
Reaches out and chops this one to short. McLeod with a strong peg to get Meow for out number 2.
Hazelwood.
2 down, and the pitcher, we have been told, is Hazelwood. That'll bring up Hanoian. He's 0 for 2. See if we can try to get you the word then on Hazelwood. First pitch, a strike. And there is the word on Everhead Hazelwood. And the high heat, and Hanoian tried to hold up, but he's in a hole now, no balls and 2 strikes. Hazelwood ready, here's the pitch. Cold, strike 3. Hanoian going on strikes, and Hazelwood a 1-2-3 7th. We head to the 7th inning stretch, a 9-3 lead for the Pirates. It's the 2020 Best of the West tournament, brought to you by Future Events Group.
I'm going to guess it's Everett, and that H is silent.
Yeah. I think I might have gone with the Everett.
You did. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm going to guess that H is
Yeah.
silent.
They're trying to get creative with the name. I got
So, new pitcher is Wilson, 31. I'll give that to you. One moment. Just got to stretch my glasses. Killing me. Jesus, this chair.
Right-hander Matthew Wilson takes over on the mound for the Legends here in the bottom of the 7th, and Wilson finishing up his senior year at La Mirada High School and on his way to Millikan University, but a highly touted right-hander coming out of high school, top 20 for right-handed pitchers in California, according to Perfect Game. And so Wilson, an exciting prospect, and he will go to work here against the heart of the order, Jackson Lyon, Cameron Guangarena, and Matt Attino. So we just saw another high school pitcher with pretty good stuff last inning, and another one here is this is a younger pitching staff for the Legends. And Wilson's first pitch misses high. 1 ball and no strikes on Jackson Lyon, who's 2 for 2, a triple and a single. Run scored, a run batted in.
Wilson, another one of those pitchers working out of the stretch.
Breaking ball low. 2 balls, no strikes.
Jeff, I got to ask you, Millikan University, can you name where it is? Because I cannot.
Nope. I can't.
It is not Long Beach.
Fly ball right field moving back. Funky still moving back. This one's off the wall. It's going to be extra bases, and Lyon in with a stand-up double. Well, if Lyon can get to the plate one more time and take one downtown, he'll have hit for the cycle. That's a single, a double, and a triple on 3 trips.
That ball just kept carrying, and Funky, I think he misread it.
Yeah, it's been tough to pick up in right field. And that one, just one of those balls that, as you say, just kept on going. Ends up one-hopping the wall. And that'll bring up Juan Garena. Struck out and grounded to first in 2 trips. So Wilson greeted with an extra base hit. Fastball in there for a strike. Juan Garena lifts this one to left center. Arellano under it and has it. To retire Juan Garena. Lyon will stay put at second. 1 down. And Matt Attino, a walk and a strikeout in 2 trips, coming to the plate. Well, early read on Wilson. Doesn't appear to have the overpowering stuff from the first couple of batters. But as we've talked about, a lot of ways to get the job done. Breaking ball misses low and away.
I think he's got a nice, smooth, easy delivery.
Yeah.
It's not the full wind-up, but just working out of the stretch.
And sometimes that could be very deceptive. You talk about hitters where the ball will come out and give you the feeling of one kind of speed, and then the ball gets on top of you more quickly, or swing and a miss. Tino had a big cut. 1 ball, 1 strike. A little surprised, given the way that the Pirates played, that Juan Garena wasn't thinking more about trying to put the ball to the right side, move Lyon over. On the last trip, he had took a big swing, took it out to left center, but ended up being easy play for Arellano, but you leave the runner at second with 1 out.
Perhaps if the score was different, maybe it was earlier in the ball game, he might have been taking a different approach at that at bat.
There goes the runner and a throw down to third. And they got him. Lyon thrown out trying to steal third. So the base runner erased on the caught stealing. That's a very close play, and
oh, he's safe.
Well, that was very close.
I think he gets in there. I think he's touching
Davidson
the bag
putting on
right
the tag,
there.
and yeah, I think the Lyon might have just shaded that. Swing and a miss. And the drop third strike, but they will get Attino at first to retire the side. So a leadoff double goes nowhere. There's a great still right there. Did Lyon make it? We'll never know for sure. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left on base. We're heading to the 8th. The Pirates leading the Legends 9-3. The 2020 Best of the West Tournament here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Brought to you by Future Events Group. Heading to the 8th, Piotrowski set to lead things off against Everett Hazelwood. The right-hander works into his second inning. First pitch high and tight to Piotrowski. 4-1. Piotrowski 0 for 2, flied to right and struck out. Again, the high fastball, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, we're wondering about Wilson's smooth delivery in the bottom half of the inning, but as we head to the top of the 8th, I don't think there's any questioning the velocity that Hazelwood has.
No. He's just rearing back
yeah,
and letting her rip.
Kind of leaps off the screen at you. And there's the gas. Piotrowski, a wave and a miss, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I check it there, but I believe it said Hazelwood was heading to the University of Arizona. And the curveball high, 3 balls and 2 strikes, but don't quote me. I'll track that one down, see if we have that there. I believe that Hazelwood might have initially been on a different roster as he misses with the fastball, and it's a leadoff walk for Piotrowski. I'm not sure. I don't have him on the Inland Valley roster.
Check and see if I can locate something for you, partner.
Seen that a little bit in this event, some players that have moved or pitched different rosters. Again, a showcase event is the type of thing that will happen from time to time. That'll bring up Xavier Cardenas.
Oh, no.
Just a junior in high school. And that would have to make Xavier one of the... It's not Xavier Cardenas. Okay, thank you. Haven't seen Xavier Cardenas yet. So I think I just had the wrong graphic. So it's Gabe Ariano. All right. So it is Gabe Ariano. Get back on the same page here in Hazelwood. Now, Dennis, we talked about being keyed up and Hazelwood working in his second inning here, but starting to look like Hazelwood overthrowing slightly. Has been up in the zone to Piotrowski and now to Ariano with several pitches.
And that time he just blew it right past him.
Kept that one down, and he gets Ariano on the strikeout. Okay.
Well, Jeff, you and I talked about with a 6-run lead late in the game, maybe taking a little bit different approach to the batters.
That'll bring up Jason Ajamian. 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. That one just squirts away, but Juan Garena gets to it quickly. Holds the runner at first, no balls and a strike on to Ajamian. Legends.
91, 92 miles an hour.
Okay, the word we're getting is that Hazelwood in the low 90s, 91, 92, and that feels about right. A ball and a strike. The count now on Ajamian. I started to make the point that Hazelwood just the 4th pitcher of the night for the Pirates, where the Legends have gone more strictly with 1 pitcher, 1 inning, working their way through 7 pitchers so far, a swing and a miss, and Ajamian now down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
It's the only time we're going to see the OC Legends in this Best of the West tournament. Charlie Reynoso tightening up his rotation.
That one gets away from Juan Garena again, who will fire down to second. Piotrowski will make it, but on the play, Ajamian. Let's wait and see the call here. Yeah, he did go around. So Ajamian down on strikes. And on the play, Piotrowski is able to advance to second. Not sure how to score that. That might go down as a wild pitch.
I think I'll put that in my book as well, partner.
Nick Lopez, the batter now, 0 for 2, flied out twice. Big swing and a miss. And now you start to get the sense that Hazelwood is getting into a little bit of a groove, as he was about halfway down in between the mound home plate to get that pitch, and he fires another fastball by Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez.
No balls and 2 strikes.
He
and now
can't
it's
catch up with that fastball.
Hazelwood starting to deal. Let's see if he comes back with the gas again. The 0-2. Tried it, but just missed off the outside corner.
Good pitch. It's a good miss.
Yep. A ball and 2 strikes, and Hazelwood from the belt. A wave and a miss, and Lopez down on strikes. Hazelwood strikes out the side. A leadoff walk goes nowhere for the Legends. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th. The Pirates with a 9-3 lead. You're watching the 2020 Best of the West Tournament from San Bernardino, brought to you by Future Events Group. Best of the West Baseball Tournament 2020 is sponsored by Future Events Group. If you're enjoying this free baseball live stream, please consider making a donation at www.futureeventsgroup.com. Visit the tournament page where you can contribute via Venmo, PayPal, credit card, or check. All contributions go toward Future Events Group costs, such as stadium rentals, uniforms, equipment, and live video streaming. Head to the bottom of the 8th. It'll be Caden Connor, Connor Burns, and DeAndre Smith for the Pirates, who lead it 9-3. And we have heard stories of possible switching of uniforms, jersey switches going on here, and we're not entirely sure, but number 21 on the Legends is Kenji Meow, but we do not believe that is currently the pitcher.
No.
For the Long Beach Legends. Meanwhile, the first pitch is in there for a strike, no balls and a strike. So we're not entirely sure, and we want to try and confirm who is pitching before we go too much further. Connor's 1 for 2, a base hit and a fielder's choice. This one lifted into left center. Long run for Ariano. A diving attempt, but he can't come up with it. This will be extra bases. Connor rounding second. He's going to head to third. The throw comes in. They won't get him. And Connor with a triple to lead off the 8th.
Does a nice job going opposite field. Has the play right in front of him. Slides into third with a leadoff triple.
And that'll bring up Burns. Burns with a home run his last time up, 1 for 2.
That was
Took one out to left field. And now an opportunity to bring in Caden Connor, who's just 90 feet away. First pitch, again a strike, no balls and a strike on Burns. Legends playing back at all 4 positions on the infield. So if Burns can just put this one on the ground somewhere, he'll likely drive in another run. That one fouled away down the right field line. And he's in a hole now, no balls and 2 strikes.
That home run ball came on an 0-2 pitch and when it left his bat. I think both you and I knew it was gone.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, it was against, if I remember right, it was Derek Yu on the mound, and he was ahead of him 0-2 and tried to sneak the fastball by him. And, boy, give Burns a lot of credit. This one lined into center. It'll drop in for a base hit. And another RBI for Connor Burns. He's now driven in 3 runs in the game as Connor comes home to score. And the Pirates push the lead now to 10-3. Well, it was 6 runs on 2 hits, but now it's 10 runs. They're up to 9 hits in the game, so the Pirates have started to get the bats going even more as they've crept into double digits, and this is another impressive performance for the Inland Valley Pirates in this tournament as they are looking as though they will remain undefeated, barring a major comeback in the 9th inning.
Legends need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they get the touchdown, I don't think they're playing for the tie.
No.
I think they'll go for the 2. Smith in a hole now, no balls and 2 strikes. He's 0 for 1, struck out and walked. There's a look at Burns, making his own statement for player of the game with a couple of hits, 3 runs batted in. Smith will ask for time and get it. So it's just a quick stop for the Legends. Just the 1 game tonight, not back in action tomorrow. High fastball. Smith lays off. A ball and 2 strikes the count.
Pirates will be playing 2 tomorrow. Their first one's at 4 p.m. First pitch. Be take it on the San Diego Waves, and then they'll fall out at the nightcap. Take it on the Bucks, 7 o'clock start.
Getting it going against their old friends from week 1 with the Waves and the Bucks. But that'll be the first time, if my calculations are correct, that the Pirates will be playing 2 games on the same day.
It is.
So we'll see how that impacts them, though it does seem like a pretty deep roster for the Pirates. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch, breaking ball, just low. Smith was in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. He's worked it all the way back to a full count. And that's one of the things that's quietly impressed me about Turner and Smith is a lot of discipline at the plate. They'll take a walk. See what happens on the 3-2. And Smith lifts this one to right, twisting and out of play. Funky gave chase but ran out of room. High and inside, Smith works it all the way back and gets the walk. So 3 in a row have reached to start the 8th. The Pirates continuing to pour it on. That'll bring up Sean McLeod. Been hit by a pitch and walked. McLeod continuing his stellar tournament so far. Been on base in all but 1 plate appearance in the nearly 3 full games. And he comes up here with runners at first and second. Good breaking ball. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. And back to the screen. And McLeod now in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. McLeod a little bit cutting that cloth of Turner and Smith as well. Fighter up at the plate.
Mm-hmm. Waiting for their pitch until they get one. Keep fouling pitches off, make the pitchers work. And once he gets his pitch, see what he can do with it.
And that can so easily get in the head of a pitcher. In the dirt, the runners will stay put. There you see the runners at first and second. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Fastball just misses. And the count even up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sean McLeod, I should say, heading to Long Beach State. Lifts this one to right, sinking, funky coming on, but he won't get there. The runners had to hold to let that ball drop in. So it will load the bases, still nobody out. But everybody only advances 1 base. As you see McLeod again, down no balls and 2 strikes, but able to work it all the way back and then gets the bloop single into right. And the Pirates now have loaded them up, still nobody out. And J.T. Thomas coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Grounded to second and struck out. And how he would love to get into the act here. With the bases loaded and nobody out. Fastball outside. A ball and no strikes. Now it looks like JT is wearing the University of Miami colors.
He does.
I think
he does indeed.
It's the already representing. Showing a little school spirit. Foul back to the screen. Tough inning for the Legends. 4 straight have reached. And the Pirates really trying to break this one open. They've already got the 7-run lead. Big swing and a miss. And again, a Pirate hitter down in the count, but so far that has not presented a problem.
Nope. Haven't been able to put him away.
Here is the 1-2 pitch. Cold strike 3. Went to the hook, and it was a good one.
Good movement on it.
Yeah, froze Thomas. Couldn't get the bat off the shoulder. 1 out now. Base is still loaded. And that'll bring up Josh Sheck. Curveball just outside. Josh Sheck coming off the abbreviated season at UCI that saw him go 9 for 28
He's one of those, he got off to a hot start. Like to see if he'd been able to maintain that throughout the season. And some guys got off to a slow start. You wish they would have had time to turn their seasons around.
2-0 pitch way outside.
Unfortunately, the coronavirus pandemic shut everything down mid-March. Let's hope for everyone's sake these kids can get back on the diamond in time for the season to start in February of 2021.
And that is certainly the hope. Fastball in there for a strike. 3 balls and a strike on Sheck. Legends looking for 2. Here's the 3-1. That one gets away again. This will bring home another run. That looked like a pretty good pitch. I don't know if that was just a cross-up between pitcher and catcher, but
let's take a look at the replay. That would be my guess as well,
called
Jeff.
Strike.
He just took his eyes off of it.
On the play, Burns comes all the way around. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes, and well, I think you got to consider it a pass ball.
I would concur.
When it's a called strike. Hard to call it a wild pitch. Here's the 3-2. Now to Sheck. Got him. Well, down 3 balls and no strikes. They come all the way back to get the strikeout on Sheck. 2 down now. Runners at second and third, and Jordan Koo, who's 1 for 2, will be the batter for the Pirates. Fouled away. No balls and a strike. Well, we're due for a new pitcher for the Pirates in the top of the 9th. We'll see who finishes this one off. Breaking ball, a beauty.
There's nobody on deck, so I got to imagine this is going to be the last hitter no matter what, Jeff.
This is the 7th batter of the inning for the Pirates, which means that a full half of the lineup has batted this inning. Straight back to the screen.
Do the arithmetic at home, folks. Yes, they hit 14 in the lineup here this evening.
I'll tell you, when you bat around in this format,
oh,
that is
wow.
that is a big inning.
That is not good for the opposition if you're batting around. That is a big crooked letter going on that scoreboard.
0-2 on Koo. Here's the pitch on the ground, right side. Hanoian will go to first to retire the side. 2 more on the board for the Pirates on 3 hits. No errors, 2 left on base. We're heading to the 9th. 11-3 Pirates. You're watching the 2020 Best of the West Tournament, brought to you by Future Events Group. New pitcher Evan Adolphus for the Pirates. We'll try to finish it off as we head to the ninth with Inland Valley leading it 11-3. He will work to Kenji Polaris, Nolan Funky, and Grant Berman.
Adolphus goes 6'3", 225.
First pitch to Polaris, a swing and a miss. Polaris 1 for 2, base hit, a strikeout. In 2 trips. Adolphus kicks and delivers. It's been a strike all night, and it continues to be. That one just at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes, and seen that low strike. Perfect location from Adolphus. Slider misses low and away. A ball and 2 strikes. Adolphus finishing up his freshman season at Cal State Fullerton. 9 1/3 innings in the shortened season, a record of 1-0, ERA of 5.79. 9 strikeouts in the 9 1/3, exactly what you would expect. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good live arm. And what just poked foul. Remains 2-2. Special thanks to our crew here at SoCalCollegeSports.com. Tyler Rubin, Jorge Zapata on camera. Kyla McGuire, assistant director tonight. Tonight's broadcast produced and directed by Mike Zapata. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for the Pirate pitchers is Adolphus. Fans Polaris. Dennis, how many Ks have we hung now for the Pirates?
4 in a row.
I have them with 14 now in the game, as Nolan Funky will be the batter.
Jeff, I would second that 14.
I'll tell you, the Stratomatic scoring keeps up.
So 14 of the 25 outs by a strikeout.
No balls and a strike, and that one way outside. A ball and a strike. I want to pass along special thanks to Michelle Klauser as well, helping to put together this event and getting us a lot of the information that we need. Ronaldo Gonzalez on PA. Special thanks to Ronaldo as well, as there is a base hit for Funky, a 2-hit game for Funky here tonight. That'll bring up Berman. Matt Tyndall as well. And, of course, Dennis Ackerman. Just get another look at Funky.
Thank you, Jeff. You make my job easy. Outstanding crew to second straight week here. Job well done.
As I often like to say, there's something you don't hear every day. Swing and a miss. And no balls and a strike on Berman, who's 0 for 1. Struck out and walked. Hot smash and a base hit up the middle. So back-to-back singles for the Legends here in the top of the ninth, getting some good swings against the right-hander Evan Adolphus.
They got to like the fight in the Legends, not going quietly, even though they're down 11-3 here in the ninth.
Yeah, as you watch that replay, that was pretty good location on the inner half, but just a good quick bat from Berman, able to get the head of the bat out there and take that one back up the middle. That'll bring up Stanford. 2 on and 1 out. No balls and a strike, and that looks to me like a slider from Adolphus. And that break from the right-hand side, and to good effect there as Stanford, the swing and the miss. And that could be wrong, but Good action on that pitch, and another swing and a miss from Stanford. And he's in the hole now, no balls and 2 strikes. But you can see pretty easily why Adolphus is an exciting prospect. And another pitcher with good stuff. But the Legends with a couple of base hits trying to get something going here in the 9th.
He just needs some experience, Adolphus.
Stanford just stays alive. Getting a piece on the breaking ball. And yeah, I think the better swings have come against the fastball here in this 9th inning. The breaking stuff has been pretty effective, at least through 3 batters. Let's see how he works here with the 0-2. Swing and a miss. So Adolphus fans Stanford, 2 down. And the Legends down to their final. Out here is Travis Behrens will be the batter. Struck out and retired on a sacrifice fly. Ball 1 low to Behrens. And again, full coverage tomorrow. Dennis Ackerman will be back with coverage of the first 2 games. And we'll have the full crew here for you for Game 3 tomorrow night as well. And we look forward to having you join us for any and all of it.
Just good to have baseball back. Major League Baseball getting started this week.
I thought I saw something on the old guide. Although I assumed, sadly, from the last few months, I was like, oh, they must be showing games from 2018 again. 3 balls and no strikes on Behrens.
I found myself desperate for sports during the week, been watching some old NFL game replays of regular season.
Lifted to center. Turner. That one's brought in center to retire the side here in the 9th and end the ball game. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. The Pirates moved to 3-0 in the tournament with an 11-3 win over the Long Beach Legends. You have been watching the 2020 Best of the West tournament, brought to you by Future Events Group. For everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, thanks so much for joining us. So long, everybody.